Okay, after this movie, I realize I'm getting old because I have no idea who this Sway House is. I don't know who any of these influencers are. Not a freaking clue. Chase Lee Hockey here with the Blue Futon in SkillHouse. What's about pretty simple premise. We have 10 influencers are in this house, and people get a vote if they die or live based on the clout they give to the audience of like showing skin, doing crazy stuff, clouting on blood, and just other shenanigans ensues. Other ways of dying, there are 5 rules of like no tampering with your necklace, no losing your phone, no self-harm, and there's like 2 other ones, not mistaken. And of course, shenanigans ensues in this hour and 40-ish minute movie, if I'm not mistaken. So did I like this film? Not really. It's one that you have seen a million times before about influencers, social media, clout, and what does it give you. Yes, they try to do an interesting twists and turns in this film, and I appreciate it for trying to do what it does, but at the end of the day, it's something you've seen before, and I just don't know who any of these stars are. I think this is made for that YouTube Sway House crowd, but I don't know who they are. I truly don't know. I know one of the main guys, I think, who house it is, the Sway House guy, Cole. I don't know if that's his real name or he played in the movie, but he said a lot of these people are based off real-life influencers, and if people were really into the scene, they would understand it. Unfortunately, I'm not in the scene, so I don't understand if they're supposed to make fun of which or who characters. So acting, you're not going to get the greatest acting with this film, but nothing was really horrendous. Of course, when Mr. Neal comes on, Captain America is doing a lot of Angel Studios, the acting gets a lot better. Like you can kind of tell when he is on screen, you're like, that's a real actor. These other people are influencers, so you kind of get that route. The deaths, some of them are good, but some of them are like jump cutted to a point where you don't see what's occurring, just the aftermath. So it's very cheap when you see something, then you hear like a black cut, and it's like bang, and you're like, really? That's how we're doing the editing with this movie, of doing that very cheap, like I could do it on my Apple that's like 10 years old, and I can make those type of edits myself. So that's where I'm like, that's where you felt the cheapness to it. And I could tell it's probably a very cheap movie because it's the guy's house, and probably a bunch of these influencers are friends anyway. So they're like, we're going to do this probably for free or very minimal money because we're going to get a lot more through, whatever influencers do. Like I said, twist, not bad. There's a 50 Cent little cameo. Not bad. Twist, if you want to put it that way as well, with what they do with his character. Gore, like I said, when there is someone with acid, a tube, a knife. So there were some okay, interesting effects. Some with some axes, if you want to put it that way. And you could tell the writer of this did a couple of the Saws or Jigsaw movies, so you did get that feeling as well. The look, like I said, you could tell a lot of B-roll footage with people watching their phones like, oh my god, like, there's no way. There's no way. Like, I can't see stuff like that. And I understand the culture they're trying to get at is like, what is real, what is not, what are people willing to do for clout on the internet, OnlyFans, things like that. And it's kind of been there, done that. I hate to say it, of what people are willing to do for those likes, subscribes, getting naked, OnlyFans, and things like that. So I get what they're going for there, but it just didn't translate well, especially with some of these jump cuts, editing, and some of the characters that are just downright despicable. And you would really think to a point where if they were a little bit smart, they would do some geo elements if they know people are watching them. Be like, okay, you get on that corner, and start just getting the footage of like where you're located, and someone could easily be like, hey, there you go. And how some guy loses their phone, that doesn't make sense. Like, there's so many things in this movie where it's like, doesn't make sense of like how they got to that situation, and it's not that really believable to a point. So overall, SkillHouse, Not my cup of tea. It's probably not going to be a lot of people's cup of tea, just with the reasoning, which I understand the reasoning is just kind of a cynical movie about what people are willing to do to get those thumbs up, to get those clicks, to get those views, the narcissism, the mental illness of, I think, of some of these people of like really needing to be these likes and just, crying like, I'm so depressed. Like, are you really depressed? Or are you not getting that 1,000 extra subs that you usually get a week? So yeah, SkillHouse, it's a movie through and throughout. I enjoy the quote-unquote cheapness of it. There are, like I said, some good kills, but overall, it's a very much been there, done that film. So SkillHouse will receive a 2 out of 5 with Futons, which equals that 40%. Let's see the critics and user scores gave this one. Critics, 2 of them, a 1.5 out of 5, and 1 gave it a positive. So 50%, my 40. Chase Sock here, the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm one of these Futontopia. You Blue Futonians, thank you for watching. Have a great day. I don't care if you watch this today, tomorrow, a week from now, a month from now, a year from now. I love every single freaking one of you. Peace and love, peace and love. And what are you willing to do for some clout?